together. Welcome to the 2023 MRI. I am not a doctor and I don't play one on TV, but today we're going to do an MRI, which is a message review index. And this is a wonderful time of year to do this. And we're going to really get inside of your previous year's worth of messaging. And we're going to evaluate that from a high level, 20,000 feet. I'm going to ask everybody to mute. If you are on camera, that would be even better. If we could have people on camera, that's even better. Just mute yourselves if you would, so we don't have any background noise. That would be great. I'm your host today, Cindy Skalicki, and I know almost everybody here. There's a few guests of guests who have joined us today, which is just fantastic. And you'll get a chance to hear just a little bit about On Point as we go forward. There's still some people coming in, so we're going to be letting them in. Today's really going to be a reflective time for all of you. So I do want everyone to grab two things. Number one, a pad of paper or some kind of Google Doc that you would like to type into and save as your On Point MRI 2023. And I would like you to grab paper and pen and also get your fingers kind of warmed up. We're going to do some things in the chat so that you can kind of record and put out into the world some of your greatest messaging wins from the last year, and also set intention and goals for the upcoming year, the next 12 months as we get into 2024. And there's going to be some really juicy insights that you all come up with when we get started. It is really a fantastic community that we have here. And so I do encourage everyone to kind of like look around. You might have your next client, your next investor, your next VC. There's a lot of really amazing people in this room and coming to this room. So feel free to drop your LinkedIn in the chat. Look and see who might be encouraging you or inspiring you to think in new ways as you get going in the chat and start to hear from other people. Okay, if everyone would like to just drop a word in the chat for me that's describing how you're feeling right now about doing this exercise, I usually start with like a one-word exercise. So why don't we go ahead and do that? And Micah is here with us. Micah's our COO at On Point. Micah, are you able to see the chat and maybe read a few of those off for us today?
Sure, Cindy, thank you. I can see the chat and I can see, gosh, that Tara is eager. Diane's ready to go. We got interested, organized. Carmen's energized. Jane is ready.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Jane
All
is
right.
curious. I've seen curious several times.
Well, we got a lot of curious people. Let's answer that curiosity, shall we? Let's go ahead and get moving with our main event here. Let's go. View. There we go. Okay, are we here together? Everybody can see my screen. Fantastic. Michael, welcome. Jana, welcome. Awesome. So welcome to the 2023 MRI event. We're going to get started. We're going to do a lot of thinking. We're going to do some writing. We're going to do some sharing. And then I have a few things I want to share with everyone, some people to introduce, and some new things that we are working on as well as we look ahead here at On Point to 2024. So you are here in this room today because you belong to one of the sides of the house that is On Point. And you might even be someone on the porch, if you will. You're either one of our 6 or 12-month clients who's enrolled in our MMI, our Message Mentorship Intensives. You might be someone in our OPA program, our On Point Acceleration Program. You might be a laser coaching client. You also might be someone in one of our new cohorts that we have just launched within the last quarter. Or you might be someone who's part of one of our teams. We have a whole bunch of amazing DECRA Canada folks here today. So big shout out to DECRA Canada and DECRA US folks who are joining us today. We have other teams that are here. We also have people who have sat in our audiences. So we have people from Chief, we have people from Women's Franchise Network, we have folks from VC Lab. We've got a lot of different communities here. So I'd like for you to just drop in the chat one of these letters, T or the number 1 or the letter R. We have some referral partners here as well that go back and forth with us. A for having sat in an audience of one of our webinars, or if you're a guest of someone, drop that in the chat too. How can we kind of assess our audience here? Where do you fall in the house that is on point? Let's have a look and see. All right. Yeah, we've got some all over the boards. We got some G's, some ones. Hi, Wade, welcome. Deanna, great to see you here. Nick, awesome. Jana's on the team. Yep, so excited. Great. Arzu, so glad you're here. Hi, Drew, Vincent. Great. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Let's go. This is a little bit of a smattering of kind of what we've been up to this year. We've got our teamwork that we've been doing on the top of this slide, and just a ton of people at all these companies who have been part of the house at On Point. It's funny because this visual down here at the center, at the lower part, is sort of how we all began here at On Point, working with lots and lots of early stage startups. And then we kind of expanded outward and are growing and going. Okay, let's get to you. You're here to do some work today. You're here to understand more about your messaging. So this is kind of how I felt a couple of years ago when I was looking at my numbers, frankly, from On Point about 2 years ago. And this is when it was my turn to reach out to a coach. So, if you have a coach and they don't have a coach, you want to ask that question, why? Coaches need coaches. We all need coaches. And at this point in my career, I was needing some help. And so, I come to you all knowing that you have leaned on us and entrusted us with the work that you're doing. And we also have coaches that have helped us to achieve new heights and new levels, because we can't do this alone. We're not meant to do this alone. And that's why we're here with all of you. So now it's time to get in the chat and in your document. I'm going to do 5 questions about the last year of your time in your business, 5 questions, reflective questions, and then we're going to do 5 questions looking forward. And you're going to walk out of here with some plans and some observations of you and your work and your messaging. So time to drop in one word that describes your 2023. What is the word? Sometimes we pick a word at the beginning of the year. Sometimes we pick a word at the end. What is your word? Jana, unfocused. Transition. Yeah, Deanna, that's totally, or Diane, yeah, that's totally you. Success, John, fantastic. Okay, frustrating. Growth, for sure. Change, fast, exhausting. Journey, confidence. Good. Hi, Sandy. I'm so glad you're here. Super exciting. You get 2, Arzu. I would totally agree with you. Freedom, Jenny. Yes. Roller coaster. That's fantastic. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Next question. Go to your calendar right now. Go to your calendar. You're allowed to go to your next tab over. Usually I say, close your other tabs. This one you get to open. Open your calendar. Go to January 2nd, 2023. Look where you were. Look at your whole January. Who are you meeting with? Who were you talking to, selling to? Look at your clients. What projects were you working on? What is going on in your life 11 months ago today? I'm going to give you 45 seconds on the clock. Fill in the blank at the bottom of this slide, and then drop it in the chat. This is always eye-opening. Okay, let's see. What do we have? What were you doing, Tara? January, I was working at aiming for changing my business for the better. Great. Beginning of new endeavors. What else were you guys doing? Let us know. January 2nd. I was at a credit union aiming for completing a digital transformation of the brand business. Quarterly planning meeting, thinking about launching the mobile app. Yes. Okay. Thanks, Nick. Returning to my roots for aiming for freedom. Preparing to present at a regional sales meeting. Great. Launching new programs. Yeah. It's so valuable to take a look back and say, what was I doing then? And now we're 11 months later. Let's tackle our next question. Okay. What strength in your zone of brilliance did you rely on most in, let's say, all of 2023? Okay. Many of you have done our passion piece exercise, and you know what the zone of brilliance is. We have zones of brilliance, zones of excellence, skills that fall into zone of competence, and even some in the zone of incompetence. Your zone of brilliance is like why you were born to do your work, that you have a gift, that you are specially crafted with something really unique that you can do and only you can do. What strength were you relying on? Networking. We'll take the second question after that. Take a few minutes to do both of these answers, and then we'll divide them with a dash in the chat. Just take 30 seconds. Yep. That's totally true, Sandy. You were in Naples, Italy, Jenny? Geez, that's tough. Yep. Networking, inspiring others. All right, perfect. Drop in the chat something that didn't go well last year. You know, I really wanted to land that client. I really wanted to sell more product. I really wanted to land more investment. I really wanted to get more subscribers. I really wanted to have a better team, do a better presentation. Kind of flopped, Cindy. You know, we got failed at moments and we've got nailed at moments, and we got to analyze both, but not beat ourselves up. So we want to look at that confusion on product and direction. Yeah, but look at you now, Marcy, right? Yep. Deanna. Procrastinating. Yep. Didn't hit a sales goal. Okay. Yeah. I'm seeing both productivity and stress related pieces, and those are both important to take account of, right? We have our messaging failures, but we also have our mindset failures. And I don't mean failure like you'll never get back up again and move forward, but we all have times where stress is seriously our biggest issue that we've got to resolve. Otherwise, we can't really move ahead. When we're in stress brain, we can't really function as well in that area. Marcy, would you pop up and share with us what happens to our brains when we don't have when we have stress going on? Where are you?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. Share with us a quick little blurb on because Marcy's a psychologist. She's one of our tier 1 clients. Tell us what happens when our brains are stressed out and we can't focus on things.
We go into our lizard brain. We have lizard brain and wizard brain. When we're in our lizard brain, we're all acting on instinct and emotion, and we can't think clearly or problem solve.
Yeah.
Have to be able to calm that to get into our wizard brain where we can think and plan and know what to do next.
Love it. Thanks, Marcy. Marcy's got a killer app. She's an amazing founder. So some of you in VC and investor land, you might want to check out Marcy. She's got some seriously great stuff going on there. Okay, let's keep going. Thank you for your thoughts there. What has been your biggest challenge since January 1st? Was there some person, event, or thing that you went to, thing that you did, some person who said one sentence to you that completely changed your train of thinking? I have someone who did that for me in the first quarter. And I said, what is something that if you were in my shoes, since she's way ahead of me in a few ways, what would you have said to you a year ago? And she said, you know what, I just wasn't getting in my own, I was getting in my own way. I didn't realize it, but I was in my own way. And I thought that was such a great thread to pull on. Same here. Yeah, Deborah. Spread way too thin. Yes, you were, Deborah. For sure. For sure. Biggest challenge, biggest messaging challenge, pitch deck storyline, maybe a confidence block was in your way. What was one of your big challenges looking back over the course of the year? Too many things, lack of focus. Yeah, wait, I love that. Celebrating success is so important. I'm in a group where we ask each other, like, what are you going to do when you get that next big hurdle and you clear it? What are you going to do? I'm going to go out for a night with my girlfriends. I'm going to go, get a massage. What are you going to do to mark the moment? Because we really want to celebrate ourselves. We are so amazing at what we do, and we are so hard on ourselves. Way too much, which is another reason I want to bring you all today together so you can hear what other people are doing. Yeah, boundaries, feeling stuck, then getting free, and then feeling scared. Yeah. Messaging, Carmen. Yeah, love it. Okay, I'm going to pick on somebody after this one, but what was the biggest messaging win of 2024? Why was that messaging win such a win? So types of messaging that you might be thinking about. Many of you are working on pitch messaging. Many of you are working on phone calls with limited partners or other stakeholders. Some of you are addressing boards. You might have internal meetings that you're running, client meetings, sales meetings. You might have an email message that completely nailed it and generated some incredible business, or a video, Marcy, that you ran that was just like, somehow this really struck a chord. Storylines you developed. What was going on that really moved the needle for you? What type of message was like, yeah, nailed that one. Got to psychoanalyze that and figure out how to redo that. What? And one of the indications that you nailed it, you guys, is how you felt. How'd you feel? Yes, get that swagger back, Doug. I love that. 20 million views, Marcy. Boom. Yes, start valuing your genius and stop comparing. Yes, Sandy. Love that. Where's Deborah? Deborah, what are you putting down for your biggest win? Can you pop up and share? Or Carmen, where are you guys? You're out there.
Yeah, I can share mine and then happy to let Carmen take over. But the one thing Cindy did for me this year was really help transform the way I was describing my business, because what I do is kind of weird and it was nebulous and it was really hard to describe in the like, tell me about yourself. And then last night I was at a holiday party and I had to do that pitch like 700 times. And I'm so glad that it was short and easy to remember and impactful. Um, so Cindy helped me develop, I run an executive career management firm. And what that means to us is we work with VP to board level leaders to prepare for and navigate their high level searches. And the part that Cindy really transformed for me is that describing that we are not a search firm. We don't do placements, but we're like the home stagers to make a luxury property look expensive before it goes on the market. And that piece there was worth the entire message mastery program of just like transforming the way we talk about our business in a way that lands is so helpful. And I even have people literally say out loud, wow, that really resonates with me.
Wow.
And
that's just awesome.
So that was my big win this year.
That is a huge win. Yes. Carmen, you had one that you and I talked about back in a meeting before. Do you want to share that?
Absolutely. So it was really just about presenting our services in a way that where I wasn't downplaying, I needed to stop considering some of our options as add-ons or afterthoughts, because even though, they're in my head, and so the way they're coming out to the person I'm talking to, it's like, oh, the value isn't there. They're not hearing that if I'm presenting it as, oh, and then we have this extra thing. So it was really just in how I was presenting our services and really getting that whole value across to a potential client that really made a huge difference, like almost immediately.
That was so fun.
So
Yes.
thank you.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
And I often say that I hear your voice in my ear when I'm on the phone. I hear the client here and I hear Cindy here. So,
awesome. Thank you, Carmen. You guys are our tiny but mighty team over in northern Maine. Well, not northern Maine, but northern US. Yes. Awesome.
it feels like northern Maine.
Yes.
Today, so.
Right. Thanks, ladies. Okay. What was the biggest piece of unfinished business for you guys in the whole year? That should say 2023. What was your biggest piece of unfinished business? What did you hope to accomplish? But some stuff just kind of got in the way because it's life. And we might want to think on how you're going to plan for that goal in the coming year. What was unfinished or like subpar, needs more work? I'm going to give you 30 seconds to keep going on this one. Unfinished work. Website copy, closing my fund, Salesforce implementation, getting a video completed, launching a podcast. Yep, that's on deck. I'm guessing that's Deborah's laughy face. Yes. Yes, Sandy, you're doing so good at that, though. You really are. Yep, finalizing CX projects. Diane, I'm so glad you're here. Anything else? Just keep your notes going, for sure. Mm-hmm. Good, Deborah. Love it. Okay. Creating more content for thought leadership. Yes. Oh, I love that, Arzu. Whoops. Okay. Keep those coming in. We're going to switch gears. We're around the halfway point today. So take an assessment of your past wins, challenges. Look back at that first word that you dropped for the descriptor of your whole year. Think about where you were January 2nd. Think about where you were June 2nd, kind of at that halfway point. And now we're going to turn to 2024. So this picture is of my golf club. I'm a lefty, as you can see. And my son, I have one son and 3 daughters, and my son is 16. And that's one of my unfinished businesses is I didn't go golfing the 3 times that I promised him in the summers. Try to average once a month to go play 9 with my son. But when I go out on the golf course, you guys, like I am not a golfer. Okay. Not a skill set. It's like maybe barely in my zone of competence. I can go around 9 holes with my son. And I played a lot of softball, so I have like a swing, but I'm not sure it's a golf swing. But the reason I share this in this session is because I think I feel a lot like my clients when I'm on the tee box. Because I hate being up in front of other golfers who I'm 100% sure are better than me and are watching me and are evaluating my every move. And I feel some panic and some tension and anxiety, and I have to play through that moment. I have to go get my club and do the backswing. I have to rehearse, right? I have to practice my backswing and my swing without the ball. And then I have to get up on that like leveled up, tee box in front of all the world and hit that ball. And I don't really love it, but I do it because it's with my son and it's time with him, but it fills me with some anxiety. But if I don't keep going and if I don't keep trying and if I don't keep repeating the same motion, just like I ask all of you to do with your messaging, creating those times where you just keep getting the at bats, you keep getting that golf ball in the air or trying, right? So we want to look at the types of repeat at-bats or repeat swings or repeat moments on the course that we're going to have in 2024. So looking ahead, what do you hope your biggest messaging triumph is going to be in 2024? What do you hope when you think ahead about, maybe it's just like being a better leader for your team and you want your messaging to really land and be authentic. Maybe it's a specific message, a pitch message, a storyline, a keynote, a talk that you give repeatedly on information night, right? What is your messaging triumph? I'm going to give you 30 seconds and then I will check out the chat. All right, drop me a few words in the chat. Yes, Arzu, oversubscribing for your fund. Boom. Better articulating skill sets and achievements. Yes. Landing a new marketing role that aligns with my values. Oh, that's so important. Yes. Owning my role. Yes, we talk so much here at On Point about owning the room, owning the call, owning the comment that you're going to share at a board meeting or some high level, stakeholder engagement. How are you going to stand in your confidence and really own that moment? Establish expertise. Perfect. Yes, business hits the tipping point and the crowd goes wild. Fantastic. We're working on it. Yes, yes. Sandy, you are so there. I love it. I'm so proud of your work. Okay. What advice would you give you? What advice do you give you? I give you all kinds of advice, but what advice would you give yourself so that you can stay on track going into first quarter 2024? Do you need to remember your amazingness? I'm going to give all of you that free advice. Love this. Oh, Doug, that's awesome. Listen to understand and not listen to respond. Focus on goals. And you know what? After you put this in, like, what's the next thing underneath what you just wrote that would help you achieve that, right? What's the next thing you need to do, for example, Arzu, to focus on your goals? Maybe it's doing what John suggested right below you, keeping a current to-do list, and maybe having an accountability partner. Faith and patience in yourself. The right thing takes time. Be patient. Yep, eyes wide open, looking for opportunities, believing in myself. Yes, Deanna, keeping focus on the strategic. Yes, we talked about that. It's such a good point. Big plan. Yeah, don't panic about the day-to-day. Last week when Rusty and I were presenting in California, we talked about that, Deborah, and Rusty had a great slide on focus. And it was like, hey, wait a second. What if we zoom out? We're all nervous. We're all got our, we're all like bunched up with nerves about this meeting or this pitch or this thing. What if we take it out a notch and say like, well, in the scheme of my week, how big a deal is this? Well, maybe it's still big, but what about in the scheme of your month, your quarter, your year? What if we take it beyond business and go like, in my life, in 5 years, it kind of like automatically helps us get out of lizard brain and into wizard brain, which is the brain we want. We want to have the magic hat on, right? Love it. Great. What is a major effort you will need to put into action to make big strides? with your messaging, with your executive presence, with your mindset. So draw a triangle on your paper or think of it in your mind. And most of you know this, but on the left side of that triangle is one of the areas we focus on with clients, which is called message mastery. Okay. On the right side of the triangle, sloping down, is executive presence and influence. That typically happens most of the time in meetings and calls. And the bottom of the triangle is mindset. And that is all the junk in between your ears that gets in the way of the two sides of the triangle rising up to your 2.0. Okay, so as you answer this question, think about those three sides of the triangle: message mastery, everything, storytelling, pitch deck organization, all those things. Executive presence and influence, that's, how you are demonstrating your expertise, communicating trust. And then mindset. What are you telling yourself? What are your beliefs about yourself? What do you believe about yourself? Is it the right thing? Can we shift that? Do we need a session on that? What you can do. Okay, 30 seconds. My biggest effort will be to blank. Love that, Sandy. Yeah, Sandy, make a note. We should talk about some ways you can use AI to help speed up your writing. Let's talk about that in a session. Okay, 15 seconds. All right, let's see it. What do we got? Stick with my schedule on written reports. Take bold actions with confidence. I love that, Tara. Network. Yeah, there's a lot of art and science to networking. Wade, that's a great one. There's right ways, advantageous ways to do that. I would love to chat with you and see kind of what kinds of strategies have been working for you and maybe some new ones that we could build. All right, let's keep moving. Back to a question or a notation from earlier. How are you going to celebrate your wins in 2024? Go boldly, be clear, stand firm on my own 2 feet. I love it. Yep. So exciting. We're almost into a new year. It's always such a fresh place to turn the page. How are you going to celebrate your wins? If you haven't celebrated yourself enough, now it's time. Thanks, Sandy. How will you celebrate? Whoops. Where's Deanna? Deanna, pop up. What are you going to do to celebrate? I want to hear what you write.
I was just thinking about that. Celebrate with others. I work remote, so there's a lot of time on screen. I need to get face to face.
Right. Go out for, coffee or a drink or something fun just to take a breath and and then talk about what you're celebrating, right? When what we say is real and what we believe, and we can spread joy and encouragement. We just don't know the power we have to influence, encourage other people. And when we keep all our celebrations to ourselves, we're kind of cheating other people. That's how I look at it. I think that it's important to share, with other people, especially those who love us, care for us, want us to grow. What is the celebration? Thanks, Deanna. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, thanking people. Oh my gosh, I just did that the other day to someone who just left such a wonderful imprint on my month. It was great. Well, don't forget to celebrate. My favorite thing is to get a massage or go find something to do, like get, get my nails done, something I treat myself with. Okay, how do you hope to have grown by the start of 2025? So jumping ahead 13 months, asking you guys to look far into the future, dream big. I mean, you're all on a journey to achieve some next level. We're not just here to stay the same. We're not here to stay the same. So we have to start to plan ahead for that next version of us. And for those of you in our coaching calls and in team calls or master classes, we talk a lot about this. What is your 2.0 or your 3.0? Who is Carmen in 12 months? What is she doing? What can she do? How is she perceived by others in new and exciting ways 12 months from now? And then what we do is we create this image of that new person. Maybe it's a monetary value that you want to earn or be closing in your investments. Like, how do we pull from that person who isn't all the way existing yet? How do we pull some qualities of the person we want to become and start to embody those and use those just little by little in our winding staircase approach, which is what we do here at On Point. Very much going forward and going up at the same time. Okay, tell me what you've written. And then we have, I think, one more question after this one. Yes. Oh, I love that, Jana. Putting a number on it. Boom. Work-life balance, enjoy today. Confidence in telling my story. Yes. Diane wants to be leveled up, new skill sets, nail it, grow it, sell it. Yes. Ooh, Deanna, I love this. Full trust in my speaking ability, mastering delegation. That's a skill set. Takes time, right? We got to take time to figure out the bumps. Keep dishes out of the sink, follow up with potential leads, double revenue. Ah, fantastic. Love this. Yes, yes, yes. Reach for 3.0. Yes. Oh, Deborah, I know you're a big, hairy, audacious goal. We're going to get you there, girl. Oh, I love it. Okay. What would you most like to change about yourself in order to get to that 2.0 or 3.0? This is not an opportunity to knock on yourself. Okay. That's not the point of this question. This is what is like the behavior, the mindset shift. If I could just blank, I can achieve these goals. We all have our blocks. Is it fear? Is it anxiety? Confusion? Oh, that's good, Doug. That lends to giving and receiving feedback. So important. Got to be above the line leaders. Open, ready to receive. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Love it. Love it. Okay. Well, why don't you go through your list
outside
and circle some of the key pieces that you create, you had as insights from
Come on,
today.
Doodlebug.
Look at your list
boy.
and see what percolated, what kind of like action step might you be able to put into place in December. So today's December 6th. We have 25 days left in the year, plus or minus minus probably some time with family for holidays. But the year's not over yet, right? So what is something specific and tangible that you can do to start your on-ramp to 2024? And I'm going to ask you to share an insight before we hop today to do what one of my favorite ending exercises is called the inner circle, the insights inner circle. And it's very powerful and it helps everyone hear from one another and get inspired. So hang on to your hat for that. I just want to share a couple of pieces of information for all of you who are here in terms of what On Point is looking ahead to do. And we just have some really exciting news coming forward for all of you. First of all, we've got Micah and Amy in the house. Micah, do you want to come off mute and say hi to everybody here? Micah's our COO. We brought him on in the third quarter. He's been doing incredible work and amazing steps toward taking On Point to dial it up for all of you so that you are getting even more and even better. Micah, where are you?
Hello, right here, Cindy.
Yeah, fantastic. Do you want to share just a quick greeting?
Yeah, I just want to say I'm so happy to be a part of On Point, and even on the side, getting to see this tremendous training that you're doing, Cindy, and be part of the audiences that you are.
Yeah.
What a great group.
Yeah, thank you. So happy to have you aboard. Thank you. Thank you. And Amy, where are you? Are you still here with us? Can you just say hi? Everybody's heard from Amy. Like, you don't know her face yet, but that's why I want you to say hello. Where are you, Amy?
I'm right here.
Yes.
Yes.
Tell everybody a little bit about you and your history in healthcare and some of the things you've done that make you such a rock star for us.
Yes. Well, I've been part of On Point for about 8 months now, and it's been fantastic working with Cindy. I come from the background of mental health and healthcare background management, and worked in the Chicago area for about 10 years upon moving to Colorado about 9 years ago. So I still work in the mental health arena.
Yeah. She's the one who schedules us all and gets us, without Amy, we're lost. So Amy's a rock star. And
well, it's been fantastic to be part of this audience as well, and seeing familiar names, but putting faces to everyone's names. So I appreciate allowing me to sit in today. Thank you so much, Cindy.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, for sure. And they're Micah and Amy are both in the house here at in Fort Collins, and that kind of is a great transition to how our team's expanding here at On Point. In fact, two of these 3 extra folks are in the house today too. So all of you at On Point are going to begin to have more access to more incredible minds and brains, including Jenny Morse and Jana Sanchez. And I'm going to give each of you ladies an opportunity to share some of your areas of expertise. Rusty's not here today, but Rusty is a partner presenter that occasionally will come in and provide on-site master classes. He and I just did a training on site last week. We were at Google Workspace, and he's got incredible skills and talents. He's a formerly of Apple for 15 years. He was the worldwide head of finance there, but you will now have access to some extra ways to grow your skills. So we've got a writing coach, Jenny, who's just fantastic and incredible. She's basically, her brain works almost pretty much the same as mine, except her focus is writing versus oratory, which is I'd say the bulk of what I provide, but she's a PhD in rhetoric. Jenny, where are you? Can you come up and share a little bit about your passion for helping people write better emails and better written communications?
Yeah. Really excited to be watching you train today, Cindy, of course, and be included here. Yeah, I'm a writer. I'm a poet and a writer and a novelist, and have a nonfiction book. So I'm a writer myself, and I love that the things that I learned, the things that I read and keep up on, help me help professionals who write but are not professional writers learn how they can be more efficient in the writing that they do for work and more effective in the outcomes that they want. So I really focus on helping people develop confidence, understand strategies for writing to get the results that they want, and the sort of habit formation that supports good outcomes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she's just a complete wizard at the craft of email writing. So I'm excited to bring her into some of your coaching appointments to help you when you have struggles with any types of writing that you're working on. So thanks, Jenny. Jana, you've been already meeting with so many of our clients. I just want to bring you to the forefront as well with the assessments you've been providing, the echo listening profile. And one more that I'll let you touch on if you could come aboard. Jana's been with us since the summer and is just incredible as well in terms of her breadth and depth of knowledge. She's also in Fort Collins, so we're creating quite the interesting local team. Jana.
Hello, everybody. It's good to see some of you again. And for those of you I haven't met yet, I'm looking forward to that. So I work on transforming your everyday communication to increase your reach, your revenue, and your impact. And the way that that works is through listening intelligence. So do you understand what other people actually need to hear from you in order to make a decision? And if you're not in alignment with that decision, how do you foster healthy conflict resolution to get there? Because the quality of your conversations dictate the quality of your outcomes. And so I really focus on helping people understand how to move through conversations to get where they need to go, both with speed and empathy.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks, Jana. Awesome. Awesome. Just a quick wrap up for everyone who's here, and so that you can see some of the new things we're doing, but don't go yet. I want to hear all of your insights that we're going to share in the Insight Circle. So here's just a compilation of some of the things that we're going to be doing in 2024 that are new. Like I said, new access to coaches for all of you as we determine those needs, additional programming that we're going to be putting into our portal that's already quite robust. But I also want to note the bottom tier here. What else are you looking for? And that's something that I'd ask you to drop in the chat. Just in general, what are some skills you need help with? And if we don't have it in the portal yet, we will find some content to create it and put it in, okay? We provide we're looking to provide a more centralized community, looking at Circle as an opportunity to create more collective, collaborative nature. We've got some clients who are really hungry for community, and you guys are such a great one. We want to maximize that. Rehearsal lab options, where maybe every other week we're going to start having kind of drop-in rehearsals where you could come to an audience that's already there for friendly fire feedback and understanding beyond what I can bring to you as your coach. Cohorts are in action. Advanced Udly AI is happening as well. That's like a recorded platform where you can go in and record yourself, have rehearsals that are all dialed in with AI. So lots and lots of things happening here. If you want to chat with us, if you're not engaged with us yet, but are curious about what it looks like to be engaged with us in a project, or something short-term or a long-term, that's a link where you can grab time with me or Micah. Okay. This is the circle, the Insight Circle that I do at the end of every masterclass and every webinar, and we're going to do it right now. It's just everybody stands in a circle. We're not going to stand today, but we stand in a circle around the whole room, and everybody shares one takeaway from our time together today, and then we will be at our end. So and I'll have a couple minutes perhaps for Q&A. So why don't we go around in a circle in my screen right now? I'm going to start at the bottom and see if Michael is available. Michael, are you there? Michael might be driving. I know I have a few drivers. Somebody.
I am here.
Okay.
Yes. Hi, Cindy.
Hi, Michael.
So for me, these are challenging because I am so technically oriented and so busy and so focused that pushing back and thinking more emotionally and thoughtfully in these areas is challenging for me, as you know. So I enjoy listening and hearing from everybody else about how they approach all these issues, and I have a lot to learn from it. So thank you.
Okay, yeah, you're welcome. Deanna, what was your takeaway for today that you can put into action?
Yeah, taking a step back. Prior to this meeting, I was trying to get through so many emails and really thinking back and saying, okay, what is really a priority versus just getting things done. So
yeah, good.
Your
Trying
questions
to prioritize.
took me back.
Yeah, good. Got some clarity.
Yeah.
Good. Awesome. Thanks, Deanna. Doug, how about you? And then Tara, you're on deck.
So I think the biggest thing I wrote down was what Jana said at the end here about being transformative with your messaging. And I think that's one of my biggest frustrations is I maybe don't always get my point across to other people correctly to get the answer or the response I want. So that I think it's just something I can work on. So that helped. So.
Yeah, being transformative. That's a great word. It could be one of those that you stick on your wall, right? And you have as a reminder. That's great, Doug. You had some super juicy insights and feedback today. So thanks for being so active in the chat. Tara, how about you?
Hi,
Good to see you. I'm
everyone.
so glad you could come.
Thanks for including me.
Yeah.
For me, the biggest takeaway was that the struggles that I had with just feeling overwhelmed, feeling like I wasn't able to do anything well because I was doing everything and not communicating value because nobody thought I was getting it, my everything accomplished. Hearing that I wasn't alone in that struggle, seeing in the comments that other people were in that same space makes me feel like, okay, it wasn't just me, like the world is crazy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, it's good. We're not an island of, of feeling that way. We're all in that same kind of boat in some sense or another. So glad we could make you feel at home that way. Diane Bailey, how about you, my friend? Good to see you.
Right. And thank you, Cindy, for putting on this workshop. It's been great and nice to meet everybody. Similar to Tara, I think just having that grounded realization that we all are climbing our own mountain and that we are all dealing with our own unique struggles, that we're not alone in that is humbling and comforting at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Diane. Diane's a past repeat client of ours. She's just been such a rock star, and I think looking for the next thing, right, Diane? Yeah, love it. Thank you. Larissa, are you there and available to share?
Hi, yeah, I am. I'm new at this first session, but
I know, welcome.
Thank you. I really did like how the idea of looking at the big picture to see where I'm going and who I want to be, and then pulling qualities from that future person. So I really appreciated that.
Yeah, wonderful. Glad to hear that. So important to do that. Thank you, Larissa. Jay, you're next. If you're there. Going once, going twice. Come back to us. Come back, Jay. Okay, Michelle Deathridge. There she is.
There.
Hi, Michelle.
I don't know why my video is not showing, but I'm here. I've heard all of it. So great. I'm really just looking, I liked hearing everybody talk a little bit in I'm sorry, I'm not sure who the person was who just was talking about like the communication. And I think that for me is going to be key takeaway from this as well, as with internal client communication and learning how to make sure that an entire team is striving together as one. Yep.
Perfect. Love that. Vincent, what do you got? You coming off?
Yes, there we go.
Good.
Yes, my big takeaways, I was heading into this meeting is like, oh, I got so many things to do. And just having this hour of listening to all of you guys and saying, okay, yeah, it's a good hour to step back and reposition myself and take a breather and get on with our life afterwards. But I think it's just holding back or taking a step back is a minor thing, but it is a big thing at the same time. Just acknowledging that. It's like booking an hour to go to the gym. You got to take it just like this.
Yeah. Micah got my text yesterday. I was like, I'll call you back. I'm going to the gym. If I don't go now, I'm not going to go at all. So thanks, Vincent. Vincent's the head of one of the teams up at Decker Canada. So I get to go hang out in Toronto with him and his team coming up in January. If my flight gets in, right? We'll see what happens. Fantastic. Who else? Elizabeth Zelasco. I'm so glad you are here. Elizabeth joined our cohort from the third quarter, our beta cohort, which I'm excited to bring to the public next spring.
Yeah, thanks for having me on here. This was great. I loved everything. I think it was Jana that said the quality of your conversations dictate the quality of your outcomes. I feel like I've been very much stuck in relying on my zone of brilliance alone. And so that's what I'm really getting out of working with you, Cindy, is just a more well-rounded approach. I have so many deficits outside of that zone of brilliance that
Well, I don't know about
It
that,
helps.
but
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's really good. I need to really up my game in a lot of areas that I've been avoiding because it's natural for me to avoid
Yeah.
certain things. But
well, you guys, shameless plug. Liz is one of the most talented artists you'll ever lay eyes on, and you do want to go grab her Instagram handle. She is an iconographer. So I'll just leave you with that. She's just amazing, world known. So amazing talent there. Marcy, what do you have?
So I wrote down some words. I have inspire, celebrate, go boldly. And one of the big pieces for the end of this year is to give a talk to my team to realign everybody on where we're going and what we've accomplished and what we're going to do next. So I'm excited about that.
I love that. I love that. Wade, you're next. And then Deborah, you're on deck.
This was my first time at one of these sessions, which was great. Marcy pinged me about an hour before, so I was wholly.
Oh, you're the Wade. Fantastic.
I
did not connect the
Marcy,
dots.
sorry for
Good to
throwing
meet
you under
you,
the
Wade.
bus like that. Yeah, nice to meet you too. This was just great for me. I think it sort of made me realize the value of just talking about these things out loud. I can tend to get kind of solitary on these things.
Yeah.
And and sort of be too introspective. And
Yeah.
so just hearing everybody talk about it and being able to sort of chime in with things kind of really got me just motivated,
Good.
So,
Good.
yeah.
Glad to hear it. Okay, rapid fire. A few words from Carmen or Deborah and then Carmen. Bye, Doug.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest takeaway for me was looking at the calendar, looking at January and seeing the enormous amount of time I was spending on something else that is not part of my core focus. And then realizing after working with Cindy on communicating my boundaries, all that time opened up to do all the things I'm supposed to be doing to drive our business forward. And so I think visually seeing that and knowing now that that doesn't show up on my calendar anywhere now, was huge.
Deborah's been with us for like 15 months and she and her team are just the biggest bunch of rock stars, but the gains that she has seen have been so explosive, just fantastic. Jana and then Jenny, and then we're going to wrap. Thanks, Vincent.
Yeah, for me, Cindy, it's always when you remind me about the triangle, and the thing that sits at the bottom of it is the mindset. And it's the thing I tend to most of all. And because I'm so busy doing things, I don't think about how I'm thinking. And that becomes problematic in the long term.
Yes, for sure. And I skipped Carmen. Sorry, Carmen. Jump on.
That's cool. I was going to put it in the chat. So I tend to be just like full steam ahead on whatever I do. And this has been a good reminder to take a breath and reflect on, I haven't thought about where I was a year ago and really reflect on that and then move forward with intention.
Good. Awesome. Jenny Moores, and then we'll land the plane.
Mine real quick is that my student loans finally got forgiven after 10 years this year. And so that's like life changing, right? So reflecting on that, it's just like, oh, I did the thing that took me 10 years to do.
Yes, right. I love it. Amy or Micah, do you have any one word to wrap us up? One word that you're feeling from leaving today, Amy?
I just want to say that I feel like a sense of community on, this is my first time participating in, a webinar, and, kind of echoing what others have said earlier is that, everyone struggles in different, ways, and we're not alone. And just seeing fantastic professionals and this sense of community and everything that you're providing, Cindy, and for everyone to kind of share their input and advice. And I think it's fantastic. So I'm excited for On Point and for everyone for 2024.
Let's do it. Yeah. Micah, you want to land the plane and then we'll let everybody get back to their days for sure.
Sure. Thanks, Cindy.
Yeah.
Yes, I feel very centered and grounded. I just spent the last hour in yoga, maybe, and not a webinar. So
I
it
love
feels
it.
great. I feel like I can conquer a mountain now.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for spending 2 extra minutes with me. We are going to wrap today. You will, I would love if anyone invited someone or would like to share this recorded file with anyone, we would love to bring other high quality individuals to our orbit, to you. And so we're always interested in assessing folks who are potentially a good fit for our programming in 2024. And we offer this type of meeting for teams inside of companies that want to just assess where their team is, where their messaging is. So it's not, we're seeing other legs for this MRI, which is just continuing to get such great feedback from the reflective nature of it. So thank you for sharing with me. Big, big group hugs to all of you, and go off and resume your days feeling, like you just spent an hour in yoga. All about you yoga. So we'll see you on the next turn of the calendar. Thanks, everybody.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Bye.